Time for another Random Rides, motherfuckers! At night.
At night.
Alright, so here we go. Sun is setting, probably in about another 5-10 minutes or so. Got the Spyder night mode. Get all the nice LEDs I've put on here. Dude, I'll have to say, and I think I posted some pictures up on Instagram recently, between when I bought the Spyder and what it looks like now. Dude, some people think it's two completely different machines. That's how much work I've done to this thing, and that's awesome. And before I get going out of this parking lot, I hope this camera works, because I'm going to talk about it, my trip into Boston at night.
At night.
And yeah, I didn't catch much of anything, because these things reflect light, and it just goes, and you don't see anything. So that was a bust, but I'm going to talk about that more as I get on the road. Let's go. So yeah, this is a Random Rides at night, because I've got some random stuff to talk about, and not, I don't want to mix channel updates and Random Rides together, because that's not really what channel updates are for. So those, like my last one that I talked about, a bunch of other random stuff, don't count towards the number count for Random Rides, because I don't officially recognize them as Random Rides. Done. Hope any of that made sense. So my plan is to ride out of the city, sun goes down, come back into the city, go down the Ave, and by the end of the vlog I should be in the downtown area, and then I'll swing around the beach, see what's going on, maybe try to get some scenic shots for you guys for the end of the video, some B-roll, stuff like that. So let's talk about my trip to Boston that I mentioned. It was with one of the local bike groups. It just, I don't know, it just didn't work. I was excited, I'm like, alright, fine, I'll go out. I went straight to the meeting spot after work, hung out, got ready. And part of this was, we were planning to eat up in Boston. So I kind of snacked, but I didn't have a full meal, so you can imagine later on I was getting quite hangry. But before we even get to that, so we group up, some random people show up, like, oh cool, a couple really, some close bike friends of mine showed up. I wasn't expecting, so that was really cool. They took the ride up there with us. I was waiting for that to come out. So we go, and we start going, and then we hit the highway, and we're going like 50, 55. And I'm like, oh dude, what's going on? Maybe we're waiting for people to catch up, you know. Then a couple miles go by, and I'm like, God, we're still going kind of slow. Then I remember the lead guy with the Riker. Oh man, this keeps coming out. He's having issues with his Riker. I guess it was going into limp mode and all of that. So he happened to have those issues as we hit the highway, and he wasn't able to go any faster than that, basically. So we took the ride up to all the way to Boston, about 10 miles under the speed limit. It obviously took a lot longer than it should have, but there's no footage to be had there. I was just like, we're just cruising at 50 in formation, which I should have, I kind of scrubbed the footage that I did get, because I'm just like, yeah, whatever, it's not really useful. What I should have grabbed out of it was at least a photo out of the formation that we had going. It was really cool. So we had lead Riker dude, two regular two-wheel bikes, and then me behind him, and we're cruising at like 50, and he's got some LEDs, I got LEDs. So it was actually really cool if you can just try to picture that, because, you know, I don't have the footage. Alright, so all of that. So about I'd say 3/4 of the group went ahead. So they beat us up in Boston. We're going to go eat at this restaurant, not a big deal. We ended up finding parking, surprisingly. That was one of my biggest things, was parking. I'm like, where are we going to fit 20, 25, 30 bikes, you know, on the street in Boston? We did it. So we found some spots. Now, this just happened to be the day that Boston reenacted their mask mandate, just for the city itself, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. So we get to the restaurant, all of a sudden they're wicked anal about that. They're like, oh, everybody has to have a mask on and blah blah blah. And I'm looking around, and literally, like, the door that you walk into the restaurant and the hostess, whatever, is about 10 feet from the table they had set aside for us. You can see this long table for like 30 something people. I'm like, table's 10 feet that way. We can't walk there and then we're going to take our masks off anyways. No, they would not let anybody in, and that was just such a pain in the ass. So again, this is where the hangry part comes in. I was waiting to eat, and I'm like, this is not going to work. And I had to pee, so that was a whole nother angry part of it. I'm going to end up getting lost. I know I am, especially now that the sun's really going down. But we'll see what happens here. But there's more time for randomness. So yeah, there was that. So me and a couple guys, we left. We found a 7-Eleven. That area of Boston I'm actually familiar with, only because it's so close to the hospital that Mama Phoenix always goes to for all her issues and stuff. So I was familiar. I'm like, oh, I think there's a little convenience store here, which there was. Found parking again, which is amazing. So literally rode up to Boston to eat at a 7-Eleven to ride right back, and I'm like, oh man, this sucks. See, I told you I was gonna get lost out here. I always try to look at the map, be like, oh, I'm gonna take this turn here to this turn here. Yeah, it doesn't always work, does it? So anyways, yeah, we ate at a 7-Eleven, came back, footage was gone. One of my friends was like, hey, did you get anything from, the ride? I'm like, nope, nothing but reflections at all. So I'll be interested to see what this camera looks like with this view, just pointing at me with no light pointing directly at it. It might work. And that's probably part of my fault for being cheap and buying a Chinese knockoff GoPro. But I am not made of money, and YouTube is not paying me as of yet still, so gotta do what I gotta do. So I don't do a ton of night vlogging. Usually, especially I do start riding early and I ride late into the season. So here, especially with daylight saving times and all that, sometimes it does, depending on the time of year, it gets dark at like friggin' 4:30, 5 o'clock. So when I'm leaving work, it's already kind of nighttime. So depending on my filming schedule and stuff like that, you may get some night vlogs then. But for the most part, I don't do a ton of night riding unless it's a group ride. Or tonight, where it's a Friday night, and I'm like, hey, I'm bored. It's nice out. I got nothing to do tomorrow, and I won't be able to ride tomorrow. That's the key. So I just go out and vlog at night.
At night.
So what do you guys do? Do you guys do a lot of night riding? Do you specifically go out and ride at night and things like that? So again, I always appreciate everybody who watches, all my viewers, all my subscribers. You guys are awesome. Definitely appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber and you're watching this, I don't know why you're not. It's free. Go hit that subscribe button and go check out the rest of my videos. And you can get notified on all my new videos that come out, which is going to be awesome. So, yeah. With that being said, I'm running into some issues. If you guys have been keeping up with my videos about me finding out, about similarities between this engine and the Aprilia engine and stuff like that. I filmed it on the street, actually. That's funny. It's funny how that works. And, yeah, so, anyways, I have yet to find a shop that will help me. So, okay, we got, hold on. Alright, there was a lot of stuff going on there. So, alright, I'm back. What was I saying? Yeah, so the Aprilia engine rebuild thing for the Spyder. I gotta find somebody who could do it. I talked to one shop out of state, and they were close enough where it would have worked, but they basically told me, you've got to pull the engine, bring the engine to us, and we'll do it. And I'm like, why the hell would I do that? That's stupid. So I'm going to pay someone else to pull the engine, ship it to you, or bring it to you, either way. You guys do the work, do all that, I pay you that money. I take the engine back, and then pay somebody else to put the engine back in. And while the Spyder's sitting there, they're probably going to charge me money for storage. None of that made any sense to me. So I was like, thank you for getting back to me. Thank you for saying that you might do it, but That is not going to work for me. Another place just said, no, we're not going to, we're not going to do it. I'm like, all right, whatever. At least they were kind of more blunt about it. They're like, no. So there's that, in case you guys were wondering what was going on with that. So I'm making my way back into the city now. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make my way down the Ave, downtown, and then around the beach area. Let's just see what we see. Let's be random. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to stop the video until we get there, and then see what we see. Again, with random rides, I always apologize to you guys. Oh, look, you can see the reflection in the mirror. I always apologize to you guys because I have no idea. I just ramble and ramble and ramble, and whatever is coherent enough, I chop together into a video. So sometimes I don't know how long these are. Bro, you didn't even fucking stop, dude. Alright, so here is some of the downtown area. Dude, that burger place, if you're ever in New Bedford, D&B Burger, that is an awesome place. Give you guys a free shout out there. Look at downtown, we have cobblestone. We got some restaurants, we got some fun stuff here. This is indeed a one-way. Fun stuff. Oh, now the cool thing. I'm just gonna go down here real quick, see if you guys notice anything about this area. So we got the harbors right in front of us where all the fishing boats and stuff is, if you can see that. And then we got some more restaurants and stuff like that here. I should really pay attention to where I'm going, so I'm going to make a U-turn here. We got some bars and some buildings here. We got some art. Like random art and stuff. I hope my camera's picking this up because it is night. So, but I'm just going to kind of roll right into this guy here. That's pretty cool. Beep, beep. But yeah, it's a nice little, well, I say nice, but yeah, come in groups. Full disclosure, come in groups, don't walk down here alone. But yeah, I don't know if you guys notice this area here, but this is where my outro is filmed. I feel like it was more lit up when I did the outro, but I think those things have lights maybe, but yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some random artwork and stuff like that around here, so fun stuff. Yeah, so you can actually eat along here. And this is new. I don't think this was ever a one-way until COVID hit and they started letting these restaurants do outside dining, but then they turned into a one-way, obviously. Hello! I don't know if they heard me or not. But yeah, so this is part of downtown. Dude, all these people are staring at me. I wish I could like have a tinted visor so it didn't look like I'm like looking, but they're like looking. I can't red bob them though, because I'm in an automatic, so that doesn't really work. See this guy staring. Oh, the cobblestones. It's actually not as bad with the new suspension. The old suspension, it was a lot worse on my ball sack. Alright, so we have parking. So what is going on? They built this entire weird type complex thingy. I say that because I don't exactly know what it is. I think it's a food place. But yeah, bar, food, dancing, entertainment, stuff like that. And yeah, dude, it is busy. Always busy. Busy to the point where I have no interest in coming here. Because that's how I am, being antisocial. That and waiting. I am not going to wait like an hour, hour and a half, even 2 hours just to get into a place. I'd rather just sit at home and drink Mountain Dew and play video games. The other cool thing along the this water here with all the harbors and stuff, we have like marine schools, marine and science schools, and nautical stuff. There's like a fancy word for it. There's another fancy word I'm looking for. Oceanography. That's it. Yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, they do that in these couple of buildings that I passed. I probably should have mentioned that before I passed them, but yeah, that's what they do there. And these are a couple bays with harbors, and you can see all the way across. Here you can see all the lights. I'm going in that direction, so somewhere over up there, if you can even see my hand. But yeah, so I'm gonna go all the way around. So again, I thank you, and if you guys want to check out all my cool stuff down in my description, I got some Lunified stuff going on down there. I got a discount code for you. So if you see something cool on their website, yeah, I don't know what he was doing. If you see something cool on their website, you don't have to pay full price. Use my discount code and you get some money off. That is a cool deal. So without further ado, I must now bid you adieu. So goodbye and good night.